And good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our final race here at Kentucky for this race weekend. This is race number 18 of Season 6 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. We're getting ready for the running of the Quaker State 400, presented by Advanced Auto Parts, a 41-lap event, I believe, tonight. I may be incorrect in that, but we'll find out if I am correct in my assumption. But nonetheless, it's time to get these cars underway for an exciting event here tonight at one of the most popular short tracks on the circuit. A lot of people consider it a speedway. I kind of consider it a short track, but nonetheless, whatever kind of track it is, it always brings great racing, and we've seen some really good racing in both the Trucks and Mobile One Cup Series events. We've also seen how it seems like a lot of the guys that are doing really well in points have really adapted well to this track. It'll be interesting tonight to see if the same can be said in the Snickers Cup Series, as Chris Washer, who really, I don't know what it is, but they keep seeming to bring back the same number 7 car week after week, and he's consistently been putting that car on the pole. I think he sat on the pole last week at Charlotte. He's on the pole here tonight as well at Kentucky, still looking for that first win of his Snickers Cup Series career. It could come here tonight. Another driver really looking for his first win of Season 6, that would be Dillon Poteet. Poteet currently 40th in the point standings, and that's out of 49 drivers. Drivers that have come in midway through the season have even passed Dillon Poteet in the standings. It's been a real tough road this season for the driver, the 78 out of Tweenix Racing. He's coming in with the new sponsorship of Dollar General, a new look on the 78, maybe trying to bring himself a little bit of luck here tonight. We'll see how Poteet can do at his home track. Emilio Navarrete, he lines up in the 3rd position. Navarrete actually had a really good run in the Mobile Cup Series race last night. I believe he finished 2nd place. And Navarrete looking to get some good momentum here tonight as he's 30th in points. Not as bad in a boat as Dillon Poteet is, but obviously he still needs to rely on wins and good finishes to even get himself up in a mathematical contention for a spot inside the chase via top 10. And then Jake Cole, one of the drivers that we really have not talked about a majority of the season. I think the most that we've talked about Jake Cole all season was when he ended up getting into the Sprint Cup Series All-Star race by finishing 2nd. But Jake Cole, he really has been doing really well as far as consistency. He's 20th in points, and with a good qualifying run tonight, maybe a good run could put Jake Cole up into the picture for a spot inside the top 10. Then you got teammates lined up in both rows 3 and 4. Kyle Tech Racing, who undoubtedly has been not missing a beat since moving from Toyota over to Audi. Ralph Mason 4th in points. His teammate Anthony McCurry 3rd in points. Roll off from 5th and 6th. And then the 2 Hendrick Motorsports teammates will roll off from 7th and 8th in row 4. You got Angel Navarro, who will line up 7th. Navarro obviously came in mid-season, not been having the greatest of runs. He's 41st in points. And Aaron Williams Jr., another driver that's needing really good finishes to get himself mathematically up into contention. He's got to win this season, but he's 31st in points. A second win tonight could maybe put him in position for a wild card. We'll find out. Time to get these cars rolling off. We'll quickly tell you the update on what the points look like coming into tonight's race. Charles Jackson is still the points leader, this time 12 points, actually, my bad, 22 points, over our winner in the Mobile Cup Series race last night, Austin LaPlante. Anthony McCurry is a total of 23 points back. Then it's Ralph Mason 4th, and Danny Wells is 5th in the standings. Drew Austin is 6th. He's currently the rookie points leader as well. He has a 14-point advantage over John Radigan in the rookie points, so that battle has kind of dwindled away somewhat. It may rekindle itself tonight. Adam Chambers has now moved himself up into the top 10. He's 7th in points. Then William Duncan, John Radigan, and Trent Dunham has now moved up into the top 10 as he is 10th in the standings. Some drivers will keep an eye on during the course of the evening that would love to move out of the top 15 and into the top 10 include Madison Sieber, James McLeod, James Silverfox, our winner last week at the Coke 600, Dougie Shears, and Richard Johnson as we get ready to put these cars under the green flag. Pace car will roll off. These 42 drivers will roll off behind it. They'll complete about 2 or 3 pace laps. That'll give us ample time to be able to show you tonight's 42 car starting lineup for the Quaker State 400 presented by Advanced Auto Parts. the Oreo and Mobile and Cup Series, a lot of the top drivers have really been remaining consistent. We haven't seen a lot of falling in, moving in, falling out of the top 10 in points as far as the standings are concerned. But here in the Snickers Cup Series, it's been much different. We got a lot of drivers who we talked about inside the top 10 for a majority of the season that now find themselves outside looking in, including Dylan Young, Dougie Shears, and Richard Johnson. We're going to have to see if they can get their programs back together and get themselves up here into the top 10. Once again, tonight could be the stepping stone to do that. But Chris Washer, Dillon Poteet get us under the green flag. We're underway. I was correct in 41 laps of racing tonight, and they're already 4 wide. The 2 Hendrick cars stuck in the middle 4 wide. And look at this. McCrory, Cole, Navarro, Dylan Young 4 wide. This is not going to end well. Jake Cole has been kicked to the extreme high line. Oh, Dylan Young nearly gets through by Ohio, and there goes Aaron Williams Jr. around in the front of the field. I believe there was some other cars involved. I was going to say Austin LaPlante. Had to bite my tongue because LaPlante did get through, so now I am not certain who else was involved. But I do know for certain that the 24th Aaron Williams Jr. went around, and Chris Washer is going to lead the first lap. The first caution is already out. That was up near the front of the field. Looks like Adam Chambers is going to be getting a piece of it. Aaron Williams Jr. is now coming down pit road. We just talked about him qualifying in 8th place, a great qualifying position for the Hendrick Motorsports Chevy. And Aaron Williams Jr. already involved. Oh, Deanna Shelton got a piece of it as well. Cody Lamas is on the apron. He may have been involved. I think I also saw another car that was damaged up here. Where was it? Well, maybe not. Let's see who else could have gotten a piece of it. There's the points leader, Charles Jackson. He looks like he got through it okay. Oh, and we got pit stops going on. And Chris Washer's coming down pit road, so is Emilio Navarrete. Dillon Poteet, however, has decided to stay out, and about 7 or 8 other drivers deciding to do the same. So the caution is out. It looks like only 2 drivers really sustained a lot of damage, or maybe 3 drivers. Deanna Shelton, Aaron Williams Jr., and Adam Chambers. We got to look back at a replay of what happened. That was right up at the front of the field, and I am completely shocked that we did not have more drivers involved in that incident. Well, couldn't really find a good camera angle to be able to tell us where the contact initially started, so we have to go here to the helicopter view. It looks like Austin LaPlante may actually get into Jake Cole coming off this corner. He does indeed. And then Aaron Williams Jr., just a byproduct there, ends up getting clipped by the 39. 39 then comes down, hits Adam Chambers. That's going to spin the Chambers machine around. And I believe when I was going to say Austin LaPlante, I was actually looking at the Jake Cole machine. Their colors look somewhat similar when they're racing. And then watch Deanna Shelton. She's trying to find a line, can't do it. Look at that. She had one car going down underneath. She had other cars going up on her right side, so she couldn't go anywhere. And she ends up hitting Aaron Williams Jr. and then, almost hits Adam Chambers as well. That's a tough break for Chambers, too. I don't think it's going to take him out of the race. Oh, wait a minute. And then Chambers going to get hit by Aaron Williams Jr. So Aaron Williams Jr. not only gets what could have been some damage there from Deanna Shelton, also gets some front damage. He'll get some cosmetic damage after hitting the rear of the GM Goodwrench number 29. But that is a tough break there for Adam Chambers. Had just moved himself into the top 10 in points. I don't think he'll be out of the race, but his car is obviously going to be off the pace, and so that may not spell out well for the former Snickers Cup Series champ. So we're under the caution for the first time tonight. Amazingly enough, we get away with just as much as a 4-car incident. Let's head back now to Green Flag Racing as Dillon Poteet, using some pit strategy early, has decided to stay out and take the lead. So we get ready to go under the green flag once again. This time it will be on lap 6 of 41, our first restart. Aaron Williams Jr. is coming up the inside line. He was not able to get off pit road before the leaders passed him, so he will be a lap down. However, I do think Aaron Williams Jr. could be up to speed, so he may be able to battle back for a spot on the tail end of the lead lap if we get a quick caution coming out immediately after the green flag. One driver is a lap down, that's Aaron Williams Jr. The other 2 drivers, Deanna Shelton and Adam Chambers, have repaired their cars, returned to the racetrack. They're still on the lead lap. Dillon Poteet is the current leader. Then you got Ralph Mason in 2nd. Noah Hart, his teammate, stayed out. He's 3rd. Sean Henley 4th. So right now, Kyotech and Tweenix hold the top 4 positions. John Citadino's up to 5th. 6th place is Charles Jackson. His teammate Richard Johnson runs 7th. Danny Wells is in 8th. 9th is Kevin White. And Dougie Shears completes top 10. Then it's Trent Dunham in 11th. First car to pit. James McLeod's in 11th. Trent Dunham is 12th. Those cars did not pit. Chris Washer was the first of the cars to pit. He'll restart 13th. 14th, Emilio Navarrete. Anthony McCurry, 15th. 16th, Dylan Young. 17th will be Henry Nova. And the rest of the top 20 are Kyle Matthews, James Silverfox, and Hayden Klein. Kind of interesting there that 2 of the Kyotech cars decided to stay out, yet Anthony McCurry came down pit road. And then Dillon Poteet and Sean Henley decided to stay out, and yet Mary Cole, James McLeod, I think, stayed out, but Mary Cole and Sean Galligan decided to come down pit road. So lots of different teams with different strategies. Apparently they're not consulting each other about it, and the green flag's out. And wow, John Cittadino, I thought he was going to run over Aaron Williams Jr. there. He finally moves to the high side. And Ralph Mason's looking for the lead underneath Poteet right away. Poteet tried staying out so he could lead some laps there, and apparently it did not work out to his favor. And oh no, there goes Kevin into the wall again. Aaron Williams Jr. has wrecked again. I think he went up right in front of Dillon Young, but I'm not sure. Caution's going to wave one more time. The lap car of Aaron Williams Jr., a bad night turns worse, and I think he took the gold machine of Dillon Young with him. Mason leads under caution. Madison Sieber got a piece of this. So too did Drew Austin. Cole Daly. Oh man, Austin sideswipes Deanna Shelton. There's another wreck up here. More wrecking up ahead. Aaron Williams Jr.'s in the wall again. I don't know who it was with this time. It might have been with Madison Sieber, but whoever it was, look at the 24. Holy cow, Kentucky's just not his track tonight. Good heavens. His teammate, Cole Daly, is involved. Oh man, Emilio Navarrete is involved. That may have been the car that he came up in front of. I saw a car with a gold front. It could have been the Subway Avocado Ford Fusion. Oh, and they're backing up here. Oh, look out. Kyle Matthews got a piece of whatever this was. So did Kyle Sosnowski. That could have been the gold car. There are a lot of gold cars here tonight. Mary Cole was involved as well. The Narnia Chevrolet. Michael Norman looks like he could have some damage on his car. And now some cars coming down pit road. Hayden Klein's coming down. Angel Navarro. There's Dillon Young. I'm pretty certain I'm correct with my original assumption. Dillon Young has got damage. McCrory's coming down pit road. So is Shears, Walsh, Veydarvu. Some of these guys just could be coming down for regular stops, though. Cittadino making another stop. Or actually, he stayed out. Mason's, who stayed out, is coming down now. So is Poteet. And Carson Gumb's got some damage, too. So I don't really know who it was that all got involved in this. We're going to have to rely on the replay, as Noah Hart's going to decide to stay out now. He will be the leader. Our winner back from Darlington, the first one to win in an Audi, is the current leader here. Still, some drivers have not come down pit road. I believe right now the top 7 have yet to make a pit stop here tonight, but some strategy working out here in Kentucky. Let's see what happened. Aaron Williams Jr., boy, tonight, Kentucky just definitely not his night. Well, here it was. Aaron Williams Jr. was trying his best to get out of the way of everybody, and a lot of drivers are having difficulty getting around him. Emilio Navarrete's going to make the contact right there in the left rear. Turns him right up into Dillon Young. So I was correct. It was Dillon Young who got sandwiched. Then Navarrete gets hit from behind by, I believe that was Kyle Matthews. That's a tough break for the driver of the 12, who had 2 good runs in his first 2 debut races. And then everybody's just trying to get through. Carson Gum nowhere to go. He's going to get hit by Stephen Pollard III. Drew Austin's held up behind this. Michael Norman runs into the back of him. They see Angel Navarro gets into his own teammate. Chambers hit somebody hard. That car is smoking. I don't know who he got. Oh, and then Madison Sieber got nailed by Kyle Sosnowski and Deanna Shelton. And her car actually flips over onto her roof. Cody Lamas also got a piece of it. I'm trying to see who that other car is back there. Oh, I think that's the 12 again. There's Deanna Shelton. I think all 4 of the Penske Germain cars were involved in this one. The 22, the 12, the 2, and the 13. And then as all that's going on behind them, then up ahead here, something else is going to happen with the 24. Let's see what exactly it is. There's Mary Cole. She definitely got a piece of it. And I think this was a case of the 24 wanting to come back to pit road. And let's see who he's going to get hit by. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was Emilio Navarrete. And keep in mind, it was Emilio Navarrete who bumped the 24 out of the way and brought that caution out. That may have been a little bit of a shove there from Navarrete, saying, I didn't appreciate you holding me up there and causing my race car to be wrecked. There could be some tempers flaring here tonight at Kentucky. Short track, short tempers, and it didn't take long. Navarrete and Aaron Williams Jr. may very well be kindling a rivalry here. And oh boy, both those cars badly damaged. Lots of other innocent victims involved. There you see Cole Daly smoking. We saw Chambers smoking. Lots of drivers involved here early at Kentucky, and this one has blown wide open in the early stages. Let's go back to green. Green flag will come back out on lap 11 of 41. If you're just joining us, you have missed a lot. Noah Hart is the current leader, and we have had a lot of stuff going on here lately. In the first portion of this race, you had a wreck end up taking place at the very front of the field. Only about 4 cars were involved in that, and then Emilio Navarrete punts Aaron Williams Jr. out of the way. Several drivers involved in this one, and these are the drivers as a result that have gone back to the garage area. Kyle Sosnowski, Emilio Navarrete, Adam Chambers, Cole Daly, Deanna Shelton, and Aaron Williams Jr. That's a tough break for the 29 of Adam Chambers. Was able to continue on after he got involved in the first caution. Came in top 10 in points. He had just moved into the top 10 in points, and he may very soon now drop out of the top 10 in points once again. Noah Hart is the current leader here. He is the second Kyotech Racing Audi to lead tonight. Charles Jackson, the points leader, lines up in second. Henley's in third. Fourth, Danny Wells. Fifth, Richard Johnson. Then the 2 teammates from Earnhardt Ganassi, Kevin White, our winner from Daytona, and Trent Dunham, our winner from Dover. They line up in 6th and 7th. They have not come to pit road, have the top 7. Rest of the top 10 are Chris Washer, Henry Nova, and last week's winner, James Silverfox. So here we are, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Let's see if maybe we can have a nice clean restart this time. So far, we've been under the yellow more than we have under the green. It would be nice to see what kind of racing these guys can bring to the table, and we've not seen much of it here tonight so far, as Noah Hart got a good jump there. Charles Jackson falls about a car length behind. Then it's about a car length back to Henley, who's under fire from Danny Wells. That's for 4th place. And I'll tell you one guy who we definitely need to keep an eye on during the course of this evening. That's a guy who's had a lot of momentum coming his way in the past few weeks. That would be the winner of the longest race of the season here last week, James Silverfox, who right now is in a good tangle with William Duncan and Austin LaPlante starting to close in on that. But James Silverfox has moved himself up to 13th in the point standings after his win last week at Charlotte. He has been on quite a momentum streak lately. He finished well last night in the Mobile Cup Series event, finished 3rd place. He's leading that point standings. And I'll tell you, Silverfox is looking like he wants to make the Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. It would be his first Snickers Cup Series chase if he can pull it off. Move up here. I'll tell you what, they have been on different strategies, but all 3 of the Joe Gibbs racing cars running very well, including the points leader Charles Jackson. You see Richard Johnson back there, currently in the 5th position. I believe Henry Nova has worked his way up to 8th. Now Nova is on a different pit sequence than his 2 teammates in the 20 and the 11, but they're all 3 finding ways to get up here to the front, and they're running very well. And you know, it's kind of interesting here too. You got Charles Jackson, the points leader. He has not won a race yet this season, yet he's surrounded by 4 drivers who have made at least one trip to victory lane. Noah Hart won at Darlington, Sean Henley behind him won at Ricci, and Danny Wells won earlier on this season as well. I'm trying to remember where exactly Danny won. I think he just barely missed out at Castle Gorge, and he won the week after, and I cannot seem to remember which track that was. But nonetheless, Noah Hart is still leading the way, and this is looking very similar to what he was able to pull off at Darlington, stay out in front all night long. And Noah Hart's doing a great job, but we got to keep in mind that the top 7 have not been to pit road yet this race. If this thing does go into a long green flag run, they're going to find themselves in a world of trouble. And right now, the way that they're racing, I don't think we're going to be under the caution flag anytime soon. How about Kevin White? What a good run he's having right there behind his Earnhardt Ganassi Racing teammate Trent Dunham. And Dunham's obviously trying to keep himself inside the top 10 in points, but Kevin White, he won at Daytona, and now we talk about him a lot. Kevin White there in the 41. He's 37th in points, but keep in mind, if he can win another race or maybe 2 races, we could see Kevin White in his first ever Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. Jump back here to find Austin LaPlante. There he is. The driver 2nd in points, currently running a total of 10 positions behind Charles Jackson. So he's got to definitely get something going here. The only thing that I can think of that is on his side right now is the fact that he's on a different pit sequence from the points leader Charles Jackson. And if this thing does go into a long green flag run, it could play into Austin LaPlante's favor. But we're going to have to find out if that's going to be the case. This is going to be a rather long race, as we have not even yet reached halfway. We're coming up on it, but we still got a little ways to go before we do reach it. Dillon Poteet back here, who started on the outside of the front row. He slipped back to 16th place, right now running behind his Tweenix Racing teammate Sean Galligan. And we were looking at him to do well here tonight, and right now he is not up at the front like we expected, but that again was due to pit strategy. So You know, a lot of these drivers, I'm sure they're not despondent. They've got something worked out. Ralph Mason back here. The driver comes in 4th in points. He's back in 19th. His Kyotech Racing teammate, Anthony McCurry, just 2 spots behind him. And Jake Cole, who actually bounced off of Adam Chambers after he got hooked by LaPlante to bring out the first caution. He's doing pretty well. Nice recovery for him as he's currently inside the top 20 still. But here comes Anthony McCurry down to the inside line. He wants a spot inside the top 20. So he'll try going underneath the State Water Heater Chevy. Nope, can't do it this time. Oh, and looks like Jake Cole's coming to pit road. Jake Cole is coming to pit road. I don't know what this is all about. There's James McLeod. McLeod is currently 12th in the point standings. We have yet to see the 51 make an appearance inside the top 10 in Snickers Cup Series points. And the caution flag, I think, could be out. Nope, it isn't. Just the way they're racing kind of looked like it was. But James McLeod tonight, right now, running in 20th place. He is the highest running of any of the Tweenix cars, and he's having a great run here tonight in that 51. Someone else just dove for pit road. I'm not certain who it was. That was Charles Jackson. So I guess the leaders that were up at the front are now making pit stops. Whoa, good heavens. Oh my goodness, Tanker nearly turned Joshua Michaels right there. That was close. Who's the leader now with Jackson coming to pit road? Dunham's on pit road. Noah Hart just completed a pit stop. So that should mean that these other leaders will be coming down soon. Yep, here they come. Danny Wells, Sean Henley, Richard Johnson, Kevin White. All those drivers who decided to stay out and not pit, they are now coming here. Oh, caution's out! I just saw the flagman wave a caution and a spin was on the front straightaway. Oh my word, it's a huge wreck! Citadino is in it. Oh, Kyle Matthews just nailed both Dylan Young and Hayden Klein. John Citadino is barrel rolling. Radigan is involved. Madison Seaberg gets through it. Oh, look out. Noah Hart, Charles Jackson, who just made pit stops. They're going to just barely get through. Joshua Michaels is in it, though. Cody Lamas, and they're going to switch over to John Citadino, so we can't see who else was involved. Mary Cole was involved. This was a big one, folks. Angel Navarro's involved, and this is going to definitely make the point standings go crazy. And the running order, Poteet. What a tough break again tonight. He's involved once again. That driver cannot catch a break. And now, everybody else is coming down pit road that stayed out that last time around. Chris Washer's coming down. Silver Fox, Tanker, Duncan, Walsh, Galligan, Nova, Vedaravu, Mason, and McCrory. Dougie Shears has got damage. He was involved in that incident. Let's jump to our pit road camera 1. And we'll see who's going to win the race off of pit road. Oh my goodness. Just when they were making green flag pit stops, the unthinkable happens. A huge multi-car wreck on the front straightaway. And here they are starting to come off of pit road. Chris Washer, remember, has that advantage of the first pit stall. Henley going to try and beat him out there. I think that's Henley. No, that isn't Henley. That's William Duncan. But Washer's going to get out first. Then it's going to be Duncan. Then Silver Fox. Tanker. I think Walsh comes out fifth. Then Mason, Gum, McCrory, Galligan, Vedaravu, and Henry Nova. I have no idea what the running order is going to look like when we go back to green. But we are going to take a look now at a replay of the big wreck that just took place to bring out our third caution just past the halfway point. Well, while drivers were coming down onto the apron to make their pit stops, this took place out of turn 4. Joshua Michaels going to get into the left rear of the Henry Nova machine. Down into Austin LaPlante they go, and then it's just on from here. This is going to be a big, big pile up. Galligan, I think, was able to whoa up in time and get through this. Tremendous driving job by the 44. I'm hoping they're going to switch the camera angle. Here we go. Dougie Shears, nowhere to go. LaPlante slides up into him. Michaels is going to slide up into Poteet. Oh, and we were just talking about James McLeod. He nails second in points Austin LaPlante. LaPlante actually went airborne up onto his roof. There you got Radigan. He jacked up the 17 Nationwide Ford of Dougie Shears. I think Michael Norman's going to hit LaPlante. And Navarro gets Shears. Dylan Young gets Navarro. Cody Lamas, Stephen Pollard the third, Hayden Klein all come plowing into it. Cody Lamas gets airborne. Oh my goodness, and it's not over. John Citadino, who did get involved in this, he's trying to work his way through. He's slithering his way through, but then he's going to hit the Joshua Michaels machine, and then watch these guys. These guys didn't even care. They didn't even know, I guess. And they come running in full speed. Kyle Matthews nailed Hayden Klein and Dylan Young. Drew Austin comes in. He's going to nail the 12. The 12 goes airborne. Here comes Mary Cole. She's going to nail John Citadino. That's going to flip Citadino over. It's at least 4 cars that have got airborne or flipped. I think 5 actually now, as I think about it. LaPlante also flipped over. And John Citadino barrel rolling, not really even rolling, just flipping in the air, spinning in the air, not covering much ground on the racetrack. And then Madison Sieber, watch Sieber. This is a great run right here through the pack right there for the 33. She does hit Radigan, and she does hit Drew Austin, but it could have been a lot worse for the American Ethanol Chevrolet. Madison Sieber trying to work her way inside the top 10 in points. A tremendous miss by the 33. And then watch Noah Hart and Charles Jackson, who had just made pit stops. They come in full speed, go to the right side of Citadino, and somehow Noah Hart did not run into the back of Stephen Pollard III. That was mighty, mighty close. But what a pileup here on the front straightaway. There's John Radigan, the 14, who's been battling for Rookie of the Year honors for a majority of the season. And a lot of drivers, too, who were running pretty well in the point standings. Second in points, Austin LaPlante, and our winner in the Moment Cup Series last night. He's involved. And a lot of others involved in this one, too. McLeod, who was 12th in points. Shears, who was 14th in points. This is going to have huge points implications. Let's now try and get everything settled, get back to green flag racing, and see what we're going to have to finish out the second half of this evening's event. The big one has struck at Kentucky. We will go back to green flag racing on lap 26 of 41. That will give us a total of 16 laps to go here tonight. You are looking at your new race leader, Danny Wells, in the 31. Now, he ended up being one of those 7 drivers at the beginning of the race who decided not to come down pit road. Some others are just ahead of him on the tail end of the lead lap. So you can see how the difference of strategies and the timing of that caution definitely played out in a good way for some and a bad way for others. But Danny Wells, the current leader. Sean Henley lines up in second. Richard Johnson will be third. Fourth will be Kevin White with Chris Washer in fifth. Sixth is William Duncan. Seventh, James Silverfox. Alan Tanker runs eighth. Ninth place is Tim Walsh. And 10th is Ralph Mason. Carson Gums in 11th. 12th is Anthony McCurry. Sean Galligan 13th. 14th, Rohit Darbu. Henry Nova's in 15th. Dillon Poteet 16th. 17th is Stephen Pollard III. Michael Norman 18th. 19th place Madison Sieber. And completing the top 20 is Cody Lamas. Trent Dunham is on the tail end of the lead lap. He'll restart ahead of the leaders in 21st. 22nd is Noah Hart. 23rd, Charles Jackson. And 24th is Jake Cole. They've got to try and keep ahead of Danny Wells, hope for a quick caution. They will then cycle around to the tail end of the longest line back on the lead lap. If Danny Wells passes them, though, under this green flag, they will be a lap down. So let's see what happens here. How's Danny Wells going to be able to deal with the cars up ahead of him? Green flag's out. Here we go. They're going to get racy up there at the front, trying to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. Could cost him as Danny Wells dives to the inside. He'll try putting Jake Cole a lap down. Henley dove up to the high side. Now he's stuck behind the Jake Cole machine. Now he'll cross over and go underneath Jake Cole, and he will complete the pass on that lap cars. Richard Johnson starts to close in. Now Danny Wells has to work on Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson, and Noah Hart, who are all up to speed. Jake Cole may actually be a little bit damaged, and that might have not been so difficult for Danny Wells to get by. But now Danny's going to try and use the outside line to get around Charles Jackson and put him a lap down. Sean Henley, though, starting to close in for the lead. Oh, I hear someone scrape the wall. Is there a caution? Is there a caution? There is a caution. Caution is out. This is going to be a big break if Noah Hart, Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson can stay ahead of Danny Wells. Looks like they may be able to. That quick caution they needed, it's going to happen. Danny Wells cannot get the run on Jackson. Sean Henley trying to make a move on Wells. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Noah Hart, Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson back on the lead lap, and Danny Wells will remain the leader under this, our fourth caution. Looks like an incident up in the turn 1 area. There you see Noah Hart, Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson keeping their feet in the throttle as they get to race around here and be at the tail end of the longest line now. Jake Cole, the only driver who's not able to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. And Kevin White, oh man, he was having such a great run today. I think he restarted this race in 5th. He looks like he is the reason for this caution flag coming out. Tough break for the rookie winner from Daytona. Looks like doesn't look like there's much damage. Looks like maybe he might have gotten punted and looped it around driver's side into the outside retaining wall. That's at least what it looks like with where the damage is on his car. But Danny Wells leads us under the caution flag here again, once again. And nobody comes to pit road this time, so everybody must be good to go. Remember, we did make green flag pit stops right around that third caution, so nobody having to come down pit road this time. So let's head back, look at a replay of what just happened. Well, the skid marks and the smoke were over in turn 1, so you're probably wondering why are we starting the replay all the way coming out of turn 4, because this is actually where the incident began. Watch on the right side of your screen. Carson Gum's going to make some contact with Tim Walsh's left rear. That's going to turn the 5 car down the racetrack coming out of 4, and it's going to set up what's going to cause this wreck over in turn 1. Tim Walsh right down on the apron. Now, James Silverfox, I don't think, knows the 5 car actually was down the apron. He's going to go down to the apron looking to go 3 wide with William Duncan and Kevin White. There, all of a sudden, is Tim Walsh, and they are all of a sudden 4 wide between the 6, 41, 19, and 5. And I don't think I've ever seen an incident here where they're this tight 4 wide and been able to make it through, and the case is going to be the same here. Right there is going to be the contact. Silverfox makes contact with Kevin White, down into Tim Walsh, and around goes the 41, the 5, and the 19 able to hang on to it, and it's a miracle. Nobody else is going to get involved here with the 41, I don't think. I think McCurry somehow is going to get by here. Watch there, yeah. Kevin White just slides up into the outside retaining. Well, that is a tough break for Kevin White, who is just an innocent victim of circumstances right there. Had absolutely nothing to do with that 4-wide battle, and he gets spun around, but could have been a lot worse. He could have really hit the wall hard, and looks like he's going to get away rather unscathed there in the 41, and we did not have another multi-car wreck too, which is quite a blessing. But the tough break for Kevin White is the fact that he was running in the 5th position when he got spun around. But an incident out of turn 4 ends up causing the caution in turn 1. Let's go back for yet another restart here tonight at Kentucky. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. There'll be 10 laps to go when we do. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going to drive myself crazy if I don't look back and see where Danny Wells ended up winning his race, because I could not think of it. It was Nazareth where Danny Wells ended up picking up the win, and he leads here tonight. Sean Henley lines up in 2nd, Chris Washer in 3rd. Jake Cole is going to be a lap down in 24th. He will separate 3rd place Chris Washer from 4th place William Duncan, so that'll be something Duncan's going to have to contend with here at the drop of the green. Richard Johnson lines up 5th, Silver Fox up to 6th, 7th is Alan Tanker with McCurry 8th, 9th Sean Galligan, and Tim Walsh will complete the top 10. That's Ralph Mason 11th, 12th Rohit Arvu, Carson Gums 13th, 14th Henry Nova, Dillon Poteet 15th, Michael Norman 16th, Stephen Pollard III is 17th, 18th Madison Sieber, 19th Cody Lamas, and 20th will be Kevin White. Back on the lead lap, Trent Dunham will restart 21st, Charles Jackson the points leader in 22nd, and 23rd, Noah Hart. As I look right now, Charles Jackson is not in danger of losing the points lead at all. Austin LaPlante has retired from this race, as have several other drivers. Anthony McCurry came into this race 23 points back, with Charles Jackson running 22nd. There's no way Anthony McCurry can finish any higher than 1st. It still would not put him atop the point standings. So it looks like Charles Jackson will survive yet another race. However, if McCurry comes away with a really decent finish and Jackson cannot improve on his current position, we could see Anthony McCurry close in on that points lead next week at Pocono as the green flag's back out. Henley tries the high side again, and look at him try and squeeze his way between the wall and the 31. Quite a move there by Sean Henley. Both he and Danny Wells have won this season. They'd love to be able to win again. As Danny comes in 5th in points, Sean Henley, however, comes into this race sitting 32nd in points. So you can see where the urgency factor is, and whoa! Henley just hit something on the track. I don't know what, but the splitter came off the ground. I don't know if we should check for maybe some debris or something, but Henley looked like he hit something through that corner. Apparently it's not hurting his speed any. He's still there as Chris Washer now tries looking underneath him for 2nd. Let's see if maybe it's just a bump in the track here as they come through this corner. Let's watch the 25 again. No, he doesn't do it this time. I think he hit some debris on the track, but I'm not sure what it was. The splitter jumped off the surface, off the racing surface. Boy, the way he was able to hang on to that, though, that's quite a show of drivemanship there. But now he's running Danny Wells back down again, or trying to anyway. Battle on for 5th now. James Silverfox wants to take it away from Alan Tanker, can't do it. Jake Cole holding up some drivers here. Sean Galligan's now going to slide around the outside of Anthony McCurry. He'll take over position number 7, I believe that is. And Galligan's got himself a fast car right now. Really fast car. McCurry now trying to go underneath Jake Cole as there's a good battle going on back here. William Duncan's in the mix there, along with Carson Gum, Henry Nova, Ralph Mason's there too. Now let's see if Charles Jackson's been able to make up any ground lately. He ended up restarting, I believe, back over the 22nd position. He's now up to 20th, trying to get by both Noah Hart and Stephen Pollard III, and he's lost touch with the field. I don't think we're going to see Jackson battling up there for the win tonight. Madison Sieber's way back here, so is Kevin White and Cody Lamas. Then you get back to the leader, Danny Wells, coming out of turn 2. Single file between the top 5, actually all the way back to a battle for 10th place between Carson Gum and Anthony McCrory. See who's going to be the first one to make the moves here is when we come around next time by. There's going to be 5 laps to go. Danny Wells with the lead, Henley in second, then it's Chris Washer, Richard Johnson, and Alan Tanker. James Silverfox is in 6th, and 7th place I do believe could be William Duncan. No, it's Galligan. Galligan is up there in 7th place. Then it is William Duncan in the 8th position. Right there you can see drivers running their different lines. Henley is running about a groove lower than Danny Wells, but it seems like he's keeping about the same lap times as the 31. Danny has found the line he wants to run, and he's sticking to it. He doesn't care where Henley goes. And there's Chris Washer. He got a little bit of a run on Henley that time, so a battle may be shaping up for second. Danny Wells would love that, as it's a car length between first and second, then another car length between second and third, then about half a car length between 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then Sean Galligan bringing up the rear. 3 laps to go here. Nobody out of the top 7 has stepped out of line, but trust me, as soon as one driver steps out of line, they're all going to step out of line. It's just something here at Kentucky. When one driver makes a move, they all want to make the move, and Henley maybe just biding his time, waiting for his moment to get around Danny Wells, but he's got to keep in mind, too, that as soon as he makes that move, Chris Washer may be hounding him for second place. So far, so good for Danny Wells, though. He's going to lead one more lap, and there's 2 laps to go. Next time around, it'll be the white flag, and Wells begins to open a little bit of daylight between himself and Sean Henley. Henley now getting closed up on by Chris Washer. Danny Wells could have this thing if he hits his marks. Henley has not been able to make up any ground at all on Danny Wells in these last 10 laps. Danny Wells has been running just about the same lap times, if not a little faster out of 4. White flag in the air, the gap now a full car length between Danny Wells and Sean Henley as Richard Johnson now closes up on the back bumper of Chris Washer. That's a battle for 3rd. And the gap grows a little bit more. You can see right there, Henley lost some ground. He may be trying too hard. Danny Wells, though, he's just hitting his marks. Through turns 3 and 4, the gap does not close. Danny Wells out of turn 4 for the final time. He'll pick up his 2nd win of the season. Danny Wells wins the Quaker State 400 presented by Advanced Auto Parts tonight at Kentucky Speedway. 5th in points, now a 2-time winner, and now the only active multiple-time winner in the Snickers Cup Series this season. He doesn't have the distinguished honors of being the first 2-time winner. Jeffrey Buckeye ended up taking that in his final race in the Snickers Cup, but Danny Wells is the only active multiple-time winner now in the Snickers Cup, and this is definitely going to help him in the standings. He's 5th in points right now. If he hits a cold streak, we could see Danny Wells being able to rely upon a wild card spot now to make the chase for the Snickers Cup Series Championship here in Season 6. Great win there for Danny Wells. I believe that is the 3rd Richard Childress Racing win this season. 1 came with Danny Wells earlier on at Nazareth. Of course, Hayden Klein won at Talladega, and now Danny Wells goes to victory lane for the 2nd time this season. Tonight it happens at Kentucky. Let's take a look at your official top 10 results. Whoever they were, they definitely earned it, no doubt about that. Sean Henley, great run for him. He'll finish in 2nd. This will help move him a little bit further up in the standings. A defending Snickers, or not defending, but a former Snickers Cup Series champ in his own right. Chris Washer, another great qualify run for him. He qualified on the pole. He'll finish 3rd tonight. Richard Johnson, this could help get him back up into the hunt for the top 10. Remember, he just recently fell out. 4th place run tonight for him. And Alan Tanker, nice run for the Roush Fenway 16. He will get 5th place. James Silverfox, the momentum continues for the 19 car. Won last week, 6th place tonight. We could see him up inside the top 10 after this evening's race. We'll find out at the end of this event. Sean Galligan, great run for him tonight. He'll move back up inside the top 20 in points with a 7th place run. William Duncan keeps his position in the top 10 in standings with an 8th place run. Carson Gum, great run tonight in 8th, and Henry Nova's, or in 9th rather, and Henry Nova is going to complete the top 10 tonight. Great run for that rookie, as I believe he currently is 22nd in points, so he'll be back probably inside the top 20 in the standings after this evening's race is over as well. Let's take a look and see where the drivers that were running really well in points finished. We already know that Danny Wells, 5th in points, finished in the 1st position. Anthony McCrory, who came in 3rd in points, he'll finish in 11th. Ralph Mason, 4th in points, finishes in 13th place. And Trent Dunham will keep himself inside the top 10 in points, I think. He'll get 15th. And also, Charles Jackson, the points leader, he'll get a 19th place finish. Not the best, but it's enough to keep the points lead heading into next week's race at Pocono. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed this evening's race. We certainly had a little bit of everything. Pit strategy, some rivalry maybe brewing between Emilio Navarrete and Aaron Williams Jr., and we had a huge pileup reminiscent to what we see restrict plate tracks take place here just on the verge of green flag pit stops. And it was a big one, no doubt about that. But Danny Wells picks up the victory here tonight, his 2nd of the season. Congrats to him. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official finisher results. Overall point standings and rookie points heading into next week's race. We head to the Tricky Triangle for 3 races, Oreo Mobile and Snickers Cup Series events, coming from Pocono Raceway in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. Hope you'll tune in for those, as you've been watching production of the NCRA Offline Racing at its best.